Hi class, so sa module 3 na tayo. Review for statics. So module 3 is divided sa tatlo. First, force systems, then resultants, then equilibrium. We've introduced yung mga basic types of force system. Number 1, si concurrent force system. As you can see, kagaya sa figure, meron silang common point. Intersecting sila sa isang single point, yung line of action ng mga forces. Next, meron tayong collinear, coplanar, non-coplanar, and parallel. So, dito, this is a concurrent force dahil may common point ang mga line of action ng mga forces. This one, parallel system to. This is also a concurrent force system. This one is parallel. And this one, non-coplanar, non-parallel pa sila. So this one, yung mga force systems natin sa idealization natin sa mga real life situations gaya sa mga beam, like this one, beam, mga frames, and frames, columns, beams. So this one in 3D spaces. So ito, this is a concurrent. Ito, parallel. So those are the force systems. Since multiple forces sila in one system, itong mga multiple applied forces nga ay pwede natin i-interpret or i-represent as one resultant force lang. So to investigate the effects of a system of forces or multiple forces in one body or in one system, it is convenient to reduce those applied forces, yung multiple forces, into one equivalent representation we call the resultant. So when solving for resultant forces, solve both for the magnitude and direction. Kasi nga, forces are vectors, so vectors have magnitude and direction. For this module on forces, we will evaluate mga concurrent forces muna. Kasi yung makapag may linear na or planar, it needs the next topic pa. So mga concurrent forces muna na tayo in 3D and 2D. So first example natin is this concurrent forces. May tatlong applied forces, T1, T2, and T3. Their line of action meets at this point. So, given ang angle ni T3, it's 40 degrees and 60 degrees si T1. And si T2 is directly directed vertically. So, kumbaga, 90 degrees ang kanyang angle dito. So, we have 3 applied forces. Ang sabi ng problem, replace the forces with a single equivalent force R. And then, i-sketch natin siya in the sa eye-bolt na to. So, ayun nga, kukunin natin yung resultant ng tatlong forces. So, yung tatlong forces natin, yung dalawa inclined, yung isa directed upward. So, ibig sabihin, since planar lang to na concurrent, may x and y component ang mga forces natin. Walang z component. So, let's write si T1, T2, and T3. T1 is equal to 110 pounds. T2 is 40 pounds. T3 is 150 pounds. So, si T1 naka-incline. So, meron yang component sa x and y axis. And then si T2 directed upwards siya. So, wala yung x component. Si T3 inclined din siya. So, meron yung x and y component. Ngayon, let's get there. X and y component for x. Since ang angle natin is measured from the horizontal or x-axis, cosine siya. So, that will be 110 times cosine angle niya na 60 degrees. And for its y component, it will be 110 sine na siya. Sine 60 degrees. For T2, wala nga siyang x component kasi directed vertically siya. So, meron lang siyang y component and it is equal to yung buong 40 pounds na. So, T3, inclined yan. So, meron yung x component. So, it is equal to 150 pounds times cosine, yung angle niya na 40. And then, for its y component, it's 150 times sine 40. So, kunin natin yung equivalent ng mga to. And then, we'll add them up para makuha yung Tx and Ty. So, kunin natin sila. So, eto na sila. And then, yung sine. And then, bago mo yan i-add up, check mo kung na-apply mo yung sine. So, hindi natin na-apply yung sine kanina. So, let's apply yung sines ngayon. I'll use blue pen. So, yung T1, ano ang x component niya? Ang x component niyan is nandito. So, it's going to the left. So, negative ito. And then, yung y component niya, it's pa ganyan. So, it's upward. So, positive ito. And then, for T2, directly upward. So, positive 40. And then, yung kay T3, ang x component niya is pa ganyan. So, positive yan going to the right. And then, yung vertical component or y component ni T3 is upward din. So, positive. So, i-apply natin yung sign kapag isa-sum up natin sila. So, summation nila is negative 55 plus 114.91. So, this is 59. And then, for this one, 95.26 plus 40 plus 96.42. 231.68. So, nakuha na natin yung summation. Yan na yung, tawag dito, yan na yung component, vertical and horizontal component ng resultant. So, kumbaga, ang Tx niya is nandito and it's 59 pounds. And then, yung kanyang Ty ay syempre vertical and it's 231.68. So, may naka-vertical and horizontal component pa siya. We need to get yung kanyang resultant. So, what's the resultant? It is equal to square root ng summation sa Tx square mo plus summation ng Ty square mo. So, that is square root ng 59 squared plus 231.68 squared. So, this is all equal to 239.07 pounds. That is your R. So, syempre, kung nandito yung X and then Ty, where do you expect na nandoon yung R niya, yung resultant ng T? Syempre, in between ng Tx and Ty. So, nandito yung resultant ng mga applied forces natin. And it is equal to 239.07 pounds. To get naman yung kanyang, anong tawag dito, angle, so syempre, yung tangent. Tangent TOA. Tangent angle is equal to opposite over adjacent. So, opposite niya is of course yung TY. So, TY is, nasan yung TY? Sulat ko mga TY over TX. So, magiging, let me put here, theta is equal to arctangent. Substitute na natin yung TY over substitute na natin si TX. So, doing the operation, arctangent, saan na yung second function? So, it's 75.71 degrees. Ito niyan yun. Itong angle na to is 75.71 degrees, which is the same na dito. Okay? So, how about dito sa number 2, example number 2 tayo. Determine the resultant of the three concurrent forces. So, ano yung mga forces natin? Applied forces, F1, F2, F3. Kunin natin yung resultant. So, kanina, medyo pa-tabulate form tayo. Ngayon, let's make it medyo shortcut. In equation form natin, dire-diretsong equation. So, gaya kanina, what we need is yung summation ng mga forces sa TX and summation ng mga forces sa TY. So, kunin muna natin yung mga summation of forces sa TX or F na, since F yung ginamit na variable for the forces. So, kukunin natin yung summation of forces X. So, summation of Fx. So, for F1, naka-incline siya and slope ang binigay. So, kunin mo muna yung angle using the slope. So, how do you get the angle? Ang kailangan mo angle is this one, no? So, angle of force 1 is equal to, syempre, tangent yan. So, arctangent. Ano ang opposite? It's 4, diba? Kasi ayun yung opposite. Opposite is, 4 over adjacent ng angle is yung 3. So, ayan yung angle natin. So, do the operation, arctangent mo, ang 4 over 3, that is equal to 53.13 degrees. So, ito is 53.13 degrees. So, next, since inclined si F1, meron yung vertical and horizontal component. So, ang horizontal component niya is going to the right, so it's positive. So, positive F1 na 50 times cosine, kasi, so cosine tayo kasi nasa summation tayo ng mga forces along x-axis. Cosine ng angle niya na 53.13 degrees. Next, na horizontal force is, syempre si F2, since inclined siya, meron yung horizontal component and vertical component. So, yung horizontal component niya is equal to, and it's going to the left, so negative yan. Negative 10 Newton times cosine 60. Okay? Yan ng horizontal niya. Then, going to F3, it's directed vertically downward. So, wala yung horizontal component. So, isummation na natin to. It is equal to positive 50 times cosine 53.13. And then, minus 10 times cosine 60 degrees. This is 25 Newton. That is your Fx. So, next, summation naman ng mga y. Summation ng y natin is equal to, kay F1 may vertical component yan, and it is upward, so positive. F1 na 50 times sine its angle na 53.13. And then for F2, may vertical component din siya. So that is upward din. So positive 10 sine times sine 60 degrees. And then for F3, meron yung vertical component. And since hindi siya inclined, directly downward siya. So buong 60 positive. Ipa-plus. Joke lang. Since it's downward, negative yan. Negative 60 Newton. So, summation mo na ang lahat ng yan. So, that is positive 50 times sine 53.13. And then plus 10 times sine 60. And then minus 60. So, it is negative 11.34 Newton. So, ito yung summation sa x, summation sa y. I-graph nga muna natin kung ito yung positive si x. So, nasa positive siya. And then, negative yung summation sa y. So, ganyan siya. Negative y. So, somewhere dito nyan, yung resultant na f. F is here. So, what's the value of f? The resultant f is equal to square root ng 25 squared plus negative 11.34 squared. So, how much is that? 25 squared plus 11.35 squared. This is 27.46 Newton. Ito si F mo. Okay, and then, ano ang angle niya? Its angle, syempre, si tangent. Theta is equal to what's the opposite? Syempre, ito yung theta mo. Opposite is yung vertical. What is our summation of y? Negative 11.34 over ang x natin na 25. So, our tangent is arctangent negative 11.34 over 25. Your tangent is equal to 24 degrees. 0.4 degrees. Ito yung theta mo niyan. 24.4 degrees. Nag-negative yan kasi counterclockwise ang measurement ng theta. Downward siya. From the x-axis, it is measured downward. Kaya negative siya doon. Okay? So, bakit ganito? Paano mo gagawin ang rectangular form in vector rectangular form? Na ito. Diba? Kasi R or the resultant F or R, isa lang yan. No? So, what is yung kapartner ni I? Diba yung Fx or yung components along x-axis, and that is 25. Positive kasi going to the right. 25i. And then, ano yung kasama ni J? Yung y. Ito. So, it's negative 11.34 J Newton ang unit. So, same tayo doon. So, next, paano kapag 3D? So, kunin natin yung resultant ng tatlong forces in a 3D space. Nasabi na natin yung left hand rule and right hand rule sa previous video, no? Let's recall nga. So, right hand rule is vertical, tas nakaharap yung ito si X, ito si Y, ito si Z. This is right hand rule. Pag left hand rule, nakatalikod sila. Dito si X, ito si Y, Z. Okay. So, yung opposite side, nakaano niyan. Sila si negative X, negative Y, negative Z. And the same dun sa kapila. Okay, so let's solve. So, replace the three forces in a single equivalent force. So, since T yung mga ginamit na variable sa forces, tawagin natin ang resultant as T. Okay? So, since ang mga given is yung location kasi yung coordinates, di ba? Coordinates ng point of application, location ng mga forces. Ibig sabihin, may makukuha tayong location vector. C, R. Location vector, R. So, let's get the location vector for T1. So, location vector for T1 is... So, point A minus point B minus point A tayo. So, ano yung point B? So, ito si point B. Ito si point A. This is the point B of force 1. Ito yung point B ni force 2. Ito yung point B ni force 3. At meron silang common point A. Okay? So, ano muna yung coordinates ni point A? So, coordinates ni point A ay meron ba siyang X? Wala siyang X coordinate, so 0. Meron ba siyang Y coordinate? Wala din, so it's 0. Meron ba siyang Z coordinate? Meron, and that is 6 positive since nasa positive siyang axis ng Z. Next, let's get the coordinates ni B1 or point B ni force 1. Meron ba siyang X coordinate? Yes, it's 3. Meron ba siyang Y coordinate? Yes, it's nandoon. So, it's negative 2. Meron ba siyang Z coordinate? Wala. And then, ano ang coordinates ni B2? Meron ba siyang X coordinate? Wala, no? So, wala. Meron ba siyang Y coordinate? Meron, and it's positive 3. Meron ba siyang Z coordinate? Wala din. So, for B3, ano ang coordinates niya? Meron ba siyang X coordinate? Yes. Nasa negative 4. Meron ba siyang Y? Wala din. And then, meron ba siyang Z? Wala din. So, ngayon, pwede natin kunin yung R or yung location vector niya. So, lahat ng X, ima-minus natin. So, for force 1. So, force 1 muna tayo. So, B1 and point A. So, what is our B? It's yung X. It's 3 positive minus 0. That is your I. Plus, ano yung mga Y niya? It's negative 2 minus 0. That's your J plus, what's your Z? 0 sa kanya minus 6. That's your K. So, our R1 is equal to 3I minus 2J minus 6K. How about R2? Our R2 is, ano yung X, Y, Z? So, X is to X, so 0 minus 0. That's your I. Plus 3 positive minus 0. Excuse me. And then, ang Z niya is 0 minus 6. That's your K. So, our location vector for force 2 is 0I. Wala siyang coordinate sa x-axis. Plus 3 sa y-axis. Minus K sa minus 6 sa z-axis. Number 3 or R3, the location vector of force 3. So, ano yung B niya? It's negative 4 minus 0 plus 0 minus 0 plus 0 minus 6K. So, So our location vector for first 3 is negative 4i plus, wala siyang y coordinate, minus 6k. So meron natin yung mga location vector. Next, kukunin natin lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda 3. For lambda 1, it is yung numerator nito is yung ijk, yung location vector mismo, over yung absolute value, yung magnitude ng ijk. So that means 3i minus 2j minus 6k all over square root ng 3 squared plus square plus minus 2 plus minus 6 squared. So let's get muna ano tong denominator. It's equal to squared plus 2. It is 7. So mangyari ay 3 over 7i minus 2 over 7j minus 6 over 7k. So our lambda 1 is, yan, pwede mo na lang i-leave as fraction. Leave as fraction na lang natin sila. Pwede naman. Kung gusto mong decimal, pwede rin naman. So let's get lambda 2. So that is yung mismong vector 0i plus 3j minus 6 all over yung square root. Get the magnitude nito. So let's get yung magnitude nito. Ay man. 3 squared. Nasaan ako? And 6 squared. This is 6.71. So, apply na natin. Our lambda is 0 over 6.71i plus 3.6.71j minus 6 over 6.71k. Ay, nabulo ko siya. Anyway, that's your lambda 2. And for lambda 3, yung vector negative 4i plus 0j minus 6k all over square root ng negative 4 squared plus 0 squared minus 6 squared. So how much is this denominator? So this is equal to 7.21. So our lambda 3 is equal to negative 4 over 7.21 plus 0 over 7.21 j and then negative 6.67.21k. So meron na tayong lambda. Next, let us apply yung formula na f na vector f is equal to magnitude of the vector times lambda. Para makuha natin yung rectangular form ng ng force. So for T1, ano ang T1 natin nga ba? T1 is 200 pounds, T3 is 350, and then our T2 is 400. So let's get the rectangular form ni T1. It's equal to T1 is 200 pounds times yung lambda niya na 37i minus 27j minus 6 over 7k. Then T2 is 400 pounds times vector niya is 0, 6.71i plus 3.671j minus 6.6.71k. And then T3 is, nasan ako? 350 pounds times, ang vector location niya is negative 47.21i plus 0 over 7.21j plus 6.7.21k. So, pag minultiply na natin yan, distributed, diba? Pag ganyan. Ito, doon, then ito, doon, and then doon. So, i-distribute mo siya. So, as you can see, may mga 0. So, 0 na rin yan. So, kapag dinistribute na natin yan, meron kang values for I, J, and K. And that corresponds to the first component along X, Y, Z. So, pwede mo nang isummation yun, including and not forgetting yung sign nila. So, distribute natin si T1 muna. So, T1, 200 times vector niya na 3 over 7. That's X. So, positive. So, positive 85.71 pounds yan for X. And then, next, T1 na 200 times negative 2 over 7 for J. So, negative yan. So, 200 times 2 over 7. Negative yan. So, 57.14. Then, next, negative 200 times negative 6 over 7. So, negative yan. So, 200 times negative 6 over 7, 171.43. Next, for T2, 0 yung kanyang I. So, 0 I. Then, 400 times positive 6 over 6.71. So, positive yan. 400 times, ayun, 3 over 6.71. So, it's 178.84 J. And then next, 400 times negative 6 over 6.67 is the 71. So, that is 400 times 6 over 6.71. So, it's negative 357.68k. Next, 43. Distribute natin. 350 times negative 4 over 7.21. Okay, 350. So, negative siya, no? So, negative ang x niya dito. Times 4 over 7.21. 194.17i. Next, 0 yon. So, plus 0j. And then, next, nag-positive yung, tama ba? Positive siya. Wait lang, i-checking. Mukhang, hindi ko nadala yung negative. So, negative to, no? So, multiply natin si 350 times negative 6 over 7.21. So, that is negative 350 times 6 over 7.21. That is 291.26. Okay, so eto na. Lahat ng kasama ni I are your summation sa fx. Lahat ng kasama ni J, summation along fy. And lahat ng kasama na K, summation sa z-axis. So, sum up na natin. So, positive 85.71 minus 194.17. It is, nasan naka? It is negative 108.46i. Then, mga kasama ng J, That's negative 57.14 plus 178.84. That is positive 121.7J. And then lahat ng kasama ni K, negative 171.41. So it is negative 820.35K. So all in pounds. So ito na yung ano to? TX, TY, and TZ. So our resultant, magre-read na ako. Resultant T is equal to negative 108.46 I plus 121.7J minus 820.35K. So nakuha natin yung dito. Itong sagot. Same naman. So let's try graphing siya dun sa system, no? So don't forget, let me erase pala muna. So eto na siya. So, etong kasama na to is your TX. Yung kasama niyang to is your TY. At yung kasama niyang to, and syempre including si sign, no? Is your TZ. So, kung i-graph natin yan, yung TX mo ay negative. So, nandito siya, 108. So, somewhere doon, kunwari. Kasi negative 108 siya. So, si TY mo is positive. So, nandito siya sa may positive side. Kunwari, nandito siya. And for TZ, it's pababa. No? So, somewhere, kunwari dun siya. So, kung i-graph mo niyan iyan, so it is somewhere, ganyan. Somewhere dito siya. Nasa baba siyang ganun. It is, syempre, in between ng tatlong axis dito. Yan ang resultant natin. Okay. So, since ito naka-rectangular form, pwede mo ring i-resultant. Makuha itong resultant niyang ito. And that is by Pythagorean theorem. This time lang, tatlo ang kanyang axis. Sanay tayo sa dalawang axis lang X and Y. Pero pwede rin siyang, ang Pythagorean, pwede mo rin siyang i-3 dimension. So, magiging siyang T is equal to square root ng negative 108.4 squared. That's the X, a component. And then 121.8 squared, that's the Y component. And then negative 820.4 squared. So, ang T natin is equal to ito yung niya. Kung gustong ipakuha yung yung angle, so yung angle ng angle ng resultant natin from the y-axis, from the z-axis, and from the x-axis, ganyan. Or hindi, ganyan. Well, medyo malabo na. Ito yung nandito kunwari yung resultant, nandito yung x. Yan, pwede mo makita yung angle niya sa x, angle sa y, angle sa z, by yung formula natin dati. Yung formula natin dati na ax equal to yung hindi siya vector. Yung magnitude ng force resultant, cosine theta x and cosine theta y. So, pwede mong makuha itong mga theta na to kasi meron kang AZ, AX is your TX, yung negative 108.4, and meron ka ring A, and that is yung resultant. So, i-isolate mo lang si theta x, makukuha mo na yung angle niya. Okay? So, nasabi na natin, na-discuss din natin yung equilibrium, and we've shown this example. So, na-solve na natin to, no? So, how about kapag 3D? So, let's try solve itong equilibrium ng 3D. So, if the force, mga applied force, in each cable, itong FA, FB, FC, and FD are all equal to 105 pounds, what is the reaction of the hook point E? So, since ang hook na to nagdadala sa buong system na to, siya yung support. And ano yung reaction? Or that means, ano yung force na kailangan exert ng support E para makarry niya itong system na ito. So, the same yan dun. Ang procedure na gagawin is the same dun sa kukunin yung resultant. But for this one, kukunin natin yung resultant ng mga forces and then i-equate natin siya dun sa support. Ibig sabihin, resultant of applied loads equal dapat sa support reaction. So, ito applied loads, resultant, ito support reaction. Okay? Para in equilibrium. So, let's solve. Unang-una, the same sa kanina, yung vector location ng meron tayo. And the same dun kanina, meron silang parehas na point of origin na point E. So, ang point A, ang point B ng force A, ito yung point B, ang second point ng force B, etong point C, ang second point ng force C, and this, the second point of force D. So, gawin natin ng vector location for force 1. Ano ang, coordinates. Makikita naman natin, ito ang point of origin. This is the 0, 0, 0 point. So, locate natin ang point E. Ano ang coordinates niya? So, wala siyang X, wala siyang Y, meron lang siya Z na 6 feet. Positive dahil upward. So, si point A, anong coordinates niya? Meron siyang X. X is measured. Nasaan? X is measured 3 feet. Ang Y coordinate niya is 2. And then Z niya ay 0. And then kay B, ang X niya is also 3. And then ang kanyang Y is positive 2. Ang Y pala ni A ay negative. And then 0 din ang kanyang Z. So coordinates ni C, ang X niya ay negative 3. Ang Y niya is positive 2, 0. And then for point D, ang kanyang X ay negative 3. Ang Y niya ay negative 2, 0, 0. So, yan yung point B, point A. So, doon na tayo sa point B minus point A. So, for force 1, ilagay na lang natin palang RA since ABC ang forces. So, for RA natin, so, point B niya is 3 minus 0 I plus negative 2 minus 0J plus negative 0 minus 6K. So, this is 3I negative 2J negative 6K. Our RB naman, RB, it's 3 minus 0. That's I plus 2 minus 0. J plus 0 minus 6. Your K. So, this is 3I plus 2J plus este minus 6K. So, RC, it's negative 3 minus 0 plus 2 minus 0 plus 0 minus 6. So, same lang dun sa isa. So, this is negative 3I plus 2J minus 6K. So, RD is negative 3. Nasa na ako? Minus 0 I plus negative 2 minus 0J plus 0 minus 6. Okay. So, RD is negative 2J minus 6. Okay. Okay, meron na tayong location vectors. Let's get the lambda. Lambda is equal to 3I minus 2J minus 6K all over square root ng 3 squared plus 2 squared plus 6 squared. So, bakit ko dito sa ilalim, dinisregard ko na yung sign ng negative 2 at negative 6 kasi pag in-square mo yan, wala lang din effect. Algebra, no? So, next, lambda B, it is 3I plus 2J minus 6K all over square root ng 3 squared plus 2 squared minus 6 or plus 6 squared. Lambda, ang dami. Lambda C, it is negative 3I plus 2J minus 6K all over square root ng 3 squared plus 2 squared plus 6 squared. Lambda D, it is negative 3I negative 2J negative 6K all over square root ng 3 squared plus 2 squared plus 6 squared. Okay? So, kunin natin denominator, 3 squared plus 2 squared plus 6 squared. This is 7. So, silang lahat ay 7. So, magiging 3I minus 2J minus 6K all over 7. This is 3I plus 2J minus 6K all over 7. This is negative 3I plus 2J minus 6K all over 7. This is negative 3I negative 2J minus 6K all over 7. So, may lambda na tayo. Next is application ng ito. So, for 40A. Tama ba? FA. So, FA tayo. Apply natin yung formula yun na yun. FA is equal to, how much is FA? So lahat sila 105. So that is 105 pounds times 3i minus 2j minus 6k over 7. So meron kang rectangular form ng force FA. So FB, 105 pounds times 3i plus 2j minus 6k over 7. FC, 105 pounds negative 3i plus 2j minus 6k 7. Then for FD, this is 105 LB minus 3i minus 2j minus 6k all over 7. Okay. Medyo may shortcut kasi to. As you can see, may mga magka-cancel out. At saka hint nyo na din kasi tingnan nyo yung answer. K lang siya. Ibig sabihin, somewhere sa solution, magka-cancel out lahat ng forces along X and Y. Ang mag-add up lang yung mga forces along Z-axis. Okay, so saan yung nagka-cancel dito niyan? Since 105 lahat sila, and then kung titingnan nyo, same din na 3, 2, negative 6, 3, 2, 6, 3, 2, 6, 3, 2, 6, and lahat sila 7 ang denominator. So, ano-ano yung magka-cancel? Ito, ika-cancel niya to. Ito, ika-cancel niya to. I'll use another color. Ito, ka-cancel niya to. And then, for the Y, ito, ika-cancel niya to. And ito, ika-cancel niya to. So, anong nangyari? Mag-a-add up lang yung mga negative 6 over 7. So, ang mangyayari lang dyan, magsasummation tayo. Ang summation ng fx is equal to 0. Summation ng fy ay 0. Magsasummation lang tayo dito. Summation of fz is equal to negative 6k over 7 times 4 lang siya. Kasi i-add up mo. Pare-parehas silang negative 6k. Negative 6 over 7. So, multiply na lang natin, no? So, 6 over 7 times 4 times 105. It's 360. Negative, kasi downward. Huwag mong kakalimutan yan. So, negative 360k. Kasi nasa z-axis. So, ito na yung resultant mo. That is your summation of fz. Which equates to your resultant na. Kasi kapag ipipythagorean theorem mo yan, same lang din. So, ipakita natin. Our R, summation, our resultant F is equal to, ipythagorean mo, 0 ang Fx, square mo, 0 ang summation ng Fy, square mo, then, square mo to, squared, tapos square root mo, so Fr equates to 360 pa din. Negative 360, nasaan ako? 360, yeah, 360. So, kapag pinitagorian mo, magpa-positive siya kasi square mo din, di ba? Pero kapag kukunin mo na yung angles kasi, magda-downward pa rin siya. So, what do I mean? FR, kapag pinitagorian mo, 360. Pero pag ipa-plot mo na yan, syempre downward. So, negative siya. So, your resultant is downward 360. So, you can stop na dito. Equate mo lang siya na summation of FC is equal to your FR. Kasi nga, nag-cancel na yung summation of Fy and summation of Fx. Kahit i-Pythagorean mo, it will end up na ito pa din. Equal siya sa summation of Fz, yung resultant mo. Ano yung resultant nila? Yung Fr? I haven't said pala to. So, ang resultant natin is negative 360 downward. So, what should be the reaction ng hook E? It should be, since ang FR na to is directed downward, dapat yung hook natin, ang kaya niyang dalhin is 360 LB upward, positive. Ito ang reaction ng hook natin. Pero ang resultant ng force mo is negative 360 downward. Ito yun. So, this is your 360 negative K pounds. So, 360 downwards, ang kailangan hatakin ng point E, yung support natin, upward. Ang load mo, again, is downward. Ang reaction ng point E, our support, is upward na 360. Sabi nga natin kanina, kasi ine-equate natin for equilibrium, resultant ng mga loads should be equal to the resultant of your supports. Resultant of the load is this one na downward. Resultant of the support is yung upward na 360.